with an idea.
So let's just.
We'll hop straight in today.
So let's just. Okay, so this fucking dude has been running his mouth about CERN.
CERN. You want to start with CERN?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay,
Because
so-
he's trying to talk to me about it. I said.
So CERN is a European Council of Nuclear Research. Is pretty much.
Oh, so it's a.
Okay, so
Okay.
CERN, and I'm sure
Bro,
everybody.
you know what's crazy is like. Okay, so you know how our previous podcast, it was about like thoughts being connected, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I've heard about CERN from a close friend telling me like, but they said, oh, have you heard about some particle collider that
Yeah.
blah, blah. And I'm
Well,
like,
no,
CERN? And
I never heard of CERN until like probably a month ago,
well,
and it was
okay, stay from the top.
so it was right before they did the particle collider, and
Yeah.
everybody was sort of like. They would talk about how they
Okay,
thought that it would
okay.
create some
Okay,
type
now
of
I'm lost. Take me from the top. So CERN is a group of what, nuclear research? Like,
yeah, pretty much
like
nuclear research. And
what is like nuclear research? Like not like I know what nuclear is and like I know what the word research means, but like.
so pretty much what they're trying to do, or they probably do a lot more.
So
than
it's a
just
group
this-
of countries in Europe.
yeah.
That's the head of it. Okay.
And so pretty much what they've done is they created this big ass massive like particle collider, and it's actually 600 feet underground, and the span of it is 17 miles, and it's pretty much around the entire city. Under the city though, it's massive, like it's crazy.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yeah,
Damn.
it's huge. And so what they're doing is trying to pretty much find the God particle, try to find the first atom, pretty much recreate the first atom by colliding these particles. Or
Oh, I've heard about that where they just yeah.
yeah, and so pretty much what gave me the what started it for me. What started it for me was pretty much hearing about how everybody thought it was going to create like a black hole,
Yeah, I
or
heard
they
that.
thought it was going to create
But
another.
that's crazy that I had no clue it was that big.
Yeah, or like create another portal to another dimension, or a bunch of different crazy shit. Everybody has different theories about it and everything, but no,
Well, there
it's.
ain't no telling because when you're playing with fucking shit like that, there's no.
I mean, you're trying to find the God particle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, imagine what that
Bro.
can. If they were to recreate it, who knows what that makes? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, what's wrong with like? Can we solve like world hunger first?
Right, like fucking
No,
deal
I'm
with the
playing.
problems at hand, right?
No, I'm playing. I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously, but
Well,
It just
imagine you could create atoms, because I don't know what scientist said this, but nothing can be created nor destroyed. All the atoms have always been. You get what I'm saying?
matter cannot be created or destroyed.
Yeah.
That's more than that, bro. That's more than that. That's like what I say. Jumping off topic slightly, my energy transfer analogy is what I use.
Yeah.
But I transfer more towards emotions. Like when I'm mad, I say I'm at all times about 100. If I'm mad, 90% mad's 10's whatever, right?
Right.
Okay, let's transfer that 90% into
Yeah, it's just a transfer of
motivation. Like it's just transfer. Like I'm always
Right.
at 100. Like how can I divert my energy into bettering myself? Some bullshit like that.
It's funny. Just sort of on topic of what you said. So I
Yeah.
was watching this video of this guy today, and he was pretty much talking about how his day was, and he said it started off like he had a bad day, and what he called it was LBS, little bitch syndrome, and then he was like,
That's why I be talking to myself, bro. It helps.
bro, I've said this on the podcast before, but you are your best motivator. Aside from anybody else, if you've got the right mindset, you are your best own motivator.
Yeah.
But okay, we'll jump a little bit back into CERN.
Yeah, let's do that.
So, CERN, what really does intrigue me is
I didn't know it was so fucking big. I figured it was like.
17 miles in diameter, all under a city.
So is it like they speed some shit up in a circle? Like, can you even
honestly-
break down like what it is? Like,
So yeah, they pretty much have these atoms or these molecules that are spinning, and eventually,
and that's just how much space they need.
yeah. They need a massive amount of speed and energy, right? So
Bro, I want to go to college for science now,
Bro.
I swear.
as
I
much
swear.
as much as like we've got what we got going on and shit, I would love to go to college, not to gain a career or gain a diploma, because I don't care about the piece of paper. In reality, I don't care about the piece of paper. I wouldn't go to college to get a diploma to try to find a career. What I would go to college for is just the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give you an example.
Well, in that case, I think you
It's
should just
It's so much
focus
harder.
on yourself and then find a mentor that is in a specific topic that you're really interested
Right.
in.
But that's hard. No,
It
it's
is.
hard.
It's 100% to
It's
find a
not-
mentor, because a mentor doesn't want to just mentor, and like a mentor that's worth it usually doesn't want to mentor like a nobody.
Exactly.
In the sense of like,
And not only that, not going to college for like, when you're in college, you're around that space. You're around people that are trying to learn and try to give knowledge to other people and shit. But when you're not, it's hard. Like you said, it's hard to find somebody that not only one is willing and two can actually give you the right information, because I think that's one problem with people nowadays. They'll try to learn their own shit. They'll try to find shit to learn. They'll try to find their own mentor, but it's not always the right person teaching you.
well, I mean, it's never gonna be
Right. Even in college, that can be the case sometimes because, I don't know. I don't think all teachers have the right intentions. I think some are definitely there for just the paycheck, which is a problem. But you know what I'm saying? I think it is hard to find a mentor. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not the easiest thing to do. But damn, I didn't mean to turn that. But yeah. So back to CERN.
So what are they saying CERN did?
So that's what I was about to say, and that's what intrigues me is because.
Well, I heard something about like resetting time.
Yeah, so
Like that, it's actually like 2012 right now, or some bullshit like that. Like something like absurd.
Yeah.
Like what I mean, I just heard one sentence about it. I just heard
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It intrigues me because before I heard a bunch of shit about CERN.
I've heard different things.
How they're doing a lot of like sketchy shit, or they're trying to find the God particle and
That's
all this
pretty
and that.
sketchy. Like,
It is sort of sketchy, but also, is it sketchy or do we just not have the knowledge to understand it? You know what I'm saying?
definitely both.
Yeah, definitely both.
Of course, the only people that have the knowledge of that is obviously nobody close to our age, and I'm going to say that because I think that's years of studying.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
that's years of studying. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that these people have been working on this
fucking
this
that
one
bunch of, like,
project.
40, 50, 60, 70-year-old fucking European guys
Yeah.
that done nothing besides science their whole fucking life.
Actually, so one thing cool that you sort of just reminded me of, they've tried to do this before and it hasn't worked because they didn't have the whatever it was, they didn't have a big enough space to do it, or it just didn't work, or what I'm saying,
10 miles was enough. They needed 17.
Yeah, like exactly. It's crazy. Again, we'll go back to that, bro. It's so massive and it's so weird
So
because
it's a circle, I'm assuming. Like,
yeah. Well, like I said, these particles are going so fast like this until they collide.
how big is New Circle Road? 24 miles or something? 26 miles? Something
I have
like
no
that.
idea.
It's somewhere in the mid 20 miles. So just think of it like
Pretty much that, yeah.
in a little bit smaller than New Circle Road, just like
I mean, imagine. Okay, so
for
just
our at-home people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck?
bro, CERN. It's and you know what's weird about CERN.
Okay.
What's weird about CERN? Have you ever seen their logo?
No.
So their logo, and there's a lot of logos that I guess people try to find the bad symbolism in. Some definitely have bad symbolism in them, but some I think people are fishing.
Bro, I'm
You know
telling
what I'm saying?
if I wanted to, we could take that logo and fucking
Try to
say
decipher.
some. It's Illuminati Devil podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, everybody tries to find something in it they're fishing.
Everybody wants to hate.
But the CERN logo is like this, so I'll sort of just do it, and we'll pop one up in a video or something. But it's pretty much like 3 6s so it sort of looks like that.
Boy.
So people are saying that it's like they're trying to find the God particle to do whatever. I don't know, but again, I'll go back to it just because I haven't been able
Bro, I
to
don't
spit
even
it out.
understand. I don't think CERN would be anything. I mean, unless they're trying to like harvest some kind of like powers.
Well, no, they're trying to find they're trying to create an atom, the original particle, the God particle, or that's what they call it, is the God particle.
But
And
what's the benefit?
It's
of
called the
having
Higgs particle.
Okay, what's the benefit of that?
Honestly, I'm not sure. They're trying to understand the Big Bang, and they're trying to understand how these particles collided and created.
Well, I guess what it is this is from my just hearing about it.
That's what it is, though.
No, yeah, my just hearing about it from.
Damn,
Boy.
bro. You can go.
No, I'm just playing with you. No, is that okay? The Big Bang, if you want to say that's how everything started,
Right. Which
Okay.
I believe in science, so.
if you want to say that's how everything started, okay, well, look what that did. It created this. Look
Mhm.
how complex life is. Look
Right.
how complex everything is. And that
Yeah.
started from the Big Bang. Well, if they could find a way to harness that kind of power, then
That,
in a sense,
the God particle.
we have unlimited power. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like, a limited, like some kind of way to harness, like, another power source. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Almost creating like superhuman.
Like, have you ever heard of cold fusion?
No, I have not.
So I can't tell you no details on it. not too deep details. Like I said, it's not the Bill Nye podcast. Every time we talk science,
Yeah, we're only talking.
We
off
always
what we know.
we are the normal guys' outlook on things like this, like most of you all are.
Right.
We're not the science specialists, but we do our research and have our facts. Anyway, cold fusion is just a type of energy that we cannot harness yet. And if we could harness it, it's like unlimited power.
Really?
Like, fucking Google cold fusion. Like,
Yeah.
that's Google will tell you a lot more than Jack and Zane will. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they could be trying to harness a type of power, like an abundance of a natural resource that, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
That actually just brought something into my brain that I've always been extremely curious about. And, I don't know if this is just propaganda that I'm hearing that sort of clouded my head on it, but do you genuinely think that, cars have to run on gas? Obviously, there's electric cars, but okay, so
I don't buy the whole EV bullshit.
There's been people that have tried to create cars that run on water and hydrogen, and these people magically disappear. This is a real thing, right? And then there's also other people that try to create. I've seen this guy
have you heard
recently.
about fucking? Do you know what Nikola is? Nikola
Tesla?
Nikola.
Or enlighten me.
Nikola. No, Nikola. It was a competitor with Tesla. Well, they were making semi trucks with hydrogen engines.
I have heard of this.
And their whole bit. And I bought their stock and lost money in their stock because
wasn't it something like
the dude's name was Trevor Milton. The dude, and he was on some bullshit. Had some. Oh! I just figured some shit out of my head. He had some kind of sexual
relation.
No, like sexual misconduct type shit. So that he could have been onto something with the hydrogen. You know, you're saying hydrogen. Well, he could have been onto something, and then that was brought up, and then their company crumbled.
Right, but
I mean, it's a company based out of Arizona.
But I want everybody that is watching this video to tell me what you think, though. Do you think that they try to? I think that we could do it. I think that there is 100% a way that we could get cars to run on hydrogen. Okay, but I think that it would be such a detriment to American jobs and oil companies that we would lose so much money. Because imagine if you took all of the people that are in the oil fields and all these things, mechanics that work on cars and stuff like that. I mean, that takes a lot of jobs away. You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's just because it doesn't help us, or because you get what I'm saying? Why don't we have a car that runs on water, hydrogen?
Maybe because
there's people that have done it. It is a proven fact that there's cars that can run on water.
Well, what I was trying to say about Nikola is they weren't efficient. Their trucks weren't they just didn't work.
I'll tell you what I heard.
They just didn't work right.
I'll tell you what I heard about them as well, because I didn't know. I forgot what it was until you sort of reminded me. But so they had a video of one of their trucks rolling down a highway. Have you seen that? Mm-hmm. They had trailers, of course, when a new product comes out. So one of their trailers, they pretty much were showing the car driving, or the semi truck, but it turns out though that the car didn't even have a correct engine in it, and they pretty much rolled it down the highway, put some special effects on it, edited it, and then that's what they produced to the people.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. The
exactly.
Shit didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, to my knowledge, because I have looked into hydrogen cars, because before I buy a stock, I researched the company. Right. I mean, I thought it was going to be a big thing. They signed this big contract with this beer delivery company named Anheuser-Busch.
It was like billions of dollars.
Yeah,
too,
and
right?
I thought they were going to have hydrogen trucks delivering beer all over the United States. And I was like, bro, this stock, I found the next Tesla. I'm up. Yeah, no. I also had a buddy that lost
a bunch of money in it. Dude, stocks are tough, bro. Especially right now. Stocks, crypto, all that shit is so down. It's crazy.
Bro, because I mean, you can't throw last podcast I was like, oh fuck Web3.
Yeah.
Can't flush it down the toilet yet. Can't flush crypto down the toilet yet.
Well, see, the thing is,
all it was is because it's it's just a bunch of people. Oh, I'm gonna buy stocks. Let's pump shit up.
Right. They're trying to get the quick grab.
Yeah, and then it goes up, and then people, and then eventually goes to a certain price where then the important people have to pay attention.
Right.
Because there's a point. Okay. I don't want to say important people, but powerful, important people. You know the label I'm putting on.
Yeah.
Where those people they'll see something like what they would say Bitcoin.
Right.
Because you've heard people like that say, oh, Bitcoin's bullshit.
Right.
But,
100%.
Eventually it gets to a point of value where they're like, okay, we can't ignore it now.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with a bigger, a common analogy to help you understand what I'm saying. It's like a bigger rap artist. I was really looking at it, like J. Cole like ignored XXX Tentacion.
Yeah.
Like he just like was like, who is this kid? Who is this kid?
Until he got so big, he
And,
literally
he's like, okay, I'm actually gonna look into this kid now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the analogy I'm using for
so
it.
that's actually something called the K factor. And what the K factor is when you create something and it is pushed in so many different ways. A lot of people use that term in like business or social media, like influencers and things like that. A lot of people will ignore smaller artists, smaller things until they become so big. They have that like, K factor.
Bro, damn right. Like Lil Man J.
Yep.
Bro, but even when I first
Lil Baby commented on his shit. Nobody would have cared until he had 1.3 million views in a week?
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro, what was Lil Man J Bro, go to YouTube and look up Lil Man J Cat Freestyle. It's literally this little fucking little white kid rapping literally like Lil Baby, and it's like,
hey, bro, the song's not bad.
It just sounds like so much like Lil Baby, and you're just like, what the fuck?
But see, look, and I got a question for you. I've got a question for you, okay?
Bro, I don't know how he sounds like that.
I've got a question for you. Do you think though that because a lot of people they like to not copy people, but I'll say this. So that one song, right?
It's our job to copy each other. It's our natural instinct. It's called fucking blending in.
Listen, that one song, do you think, okay, like I said though, a lot of people don't like to copy people because they think they'll get a bad look. But for instance, for him, do you think that he created the song, realized that he sounded like Lil Baby, but pushed it anyway because that could be his one blow up song? But now that he has a following and people that are paying
he was
attention,
definitely just trying to make music, and then he made that song, and he's like, bro, like this is, or like he got on the flow, was like, bro, I can rap like Lil Baby a little bit. Like I don't look like Lil Baby, I'm not like Lil Baby, but like I can rap, like I can make this work. And then one thing led to another with his situation specifically.
Do you think that he'll try to? I mean, most artists do, but do you think he'll try to steer away from that, or do you think he'll try to sort of continue that flow aside from all the hate saying he sounds like Lil Baby?
I ain't Lil Man J, bro. Well, with the whole point of him, bro, he literally blew up because they're like, bro, this dude sounds like Lil Baby. It's not because
the song's not bad though. The song's not bad. I'm not sitting here saying it's the greatest song ever. It's not a #1 hit.
Cat Freestyle.
You know what I'm saying?
That had a basic name too, and what he raps about too, bro. I think he.
He's actually been rapping though. I didn't know that.
Making music, yeah. I could tell by looking at his content that he like knew what he was doing and shit.
Yeah, I did not know that though. Before, like I thought he was just like he just happened to pick it up and try it and it worked.
No, nobody raps like that just often. Nobody raps like that. Like I'm not saying he can rap straight up, but nobody raps like that off just like.
Do you think people have do you think rapping is an actual, like, for instance,
rapping is definitely actual skill.
No, 100% it's actual skill, but listen, so, and I'll give you an example. Somebody like Juice WRLD, do you think they're genuinely, like, people are born with skills, like better abilities than others?
Yeah.
Do you think that people like Juice WRLD, that you can be born with that ability to?
Yeah, people like, in my opinion, Juice WRLD specific example, it's a combination of work ethic and just being that guy. That's what happens when you combine those two things. Like, some people work really hard, and it's just like
He is one of the best freestyle, bro. He has had some crazy shit. Not a lot of people can do what he did. Freestyling is not easy either.
I think it is.
You think freestyling is easy?
Well, my imagination just doesn't stop.
Right.
So.
Right. But for the people that don't have, like, crazy imaginations, aren't thinking outside the box and shit, that's not always easy.
Well, freestyling is definitely tough. Bro, it's just a skill. You just practice it.
Right.
I've just got fucked up and been like, hey, let's freestyle.
Right.
I ain't saying I'm no
I think
spitter.
everybody at some point has.
Yeah, so I just have done that a lot with the homies. So
Right.
that's why, like, I can say, like, oh, that. And I've just, like, learned the skill of, like, when you do it, like, you just look at one thing and then think of another thing. Like, it's just bro, and then but Juice WRLD, man.
Let's pop into one of these other topics real quick.
What's up?
Okay, so one of our other topics I wanted to ask you all and also talk about. So this is pretty common knowledge, but I want to ask you some questions around the topic. So until you're 7 years old, you're pretty much just a sponge. All you can do is retain information. You really don't have original thoughts. You do, but not like, you know what I'm saying?
You mean just when you're that age, everything you hear is just right?
Yeah, exactly. So I had two little side questions for it. Do you think that, what would a human be like, do you think they'd be like caveman-like if they didn't have teachers? Like, if you put a child in a room or in the woods or something, but obviously, like, it was able to eat and
Bro,
have basic necessity.
I've seen fucked up documentaries about parents that they have their kid and they don't send them to school. They just keep them at the house.
Yeah.
And like they just come out like they're just are what they're.
But see, I'm not even talking about that though. So like.
What if somebody was just completely isolated by themselves?
Yeah, not even.
You know, feral children was a real thing. Like, you know what the feral children were?
Yeah.
It was like It was like, I don't know if, but it was something in like a cave in France. Like, it was a long time ago. It's like literally feral children. Like somehow, like they just like raised themselves.
Almost
in the
like
woods.
Tarzan's.
Yeah, like literally real life Tarzan.
That's crazy.
It's like a cave in France or something.
Do you think that if
I don't know too much about it, but I just.
Do you think feral children have an ability that people like us don't, though? Do you think that they can develop abilities that we can't because we're so, like, in the system, if that makes sense? We're so, like, not brainwashed, but in a way brainwashed.
I don't
like,
think
to
they
what?
could fucking count to 10.
Well, they don't even know what numbers are. They don't literally know what numbers are. How do you think that brain works? Do you think they're just off instinct, or, like, do you think...
We're like a fucking animal. Like.
Yeah, literally. I mean, we are animals until we were domesticated. Until we domesticated ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is actually nuts. But after that, we'll go ahead and jump into one of these other ones. So, and this one was very weird for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, the Georgia Guidestones. There was a lot of shit going on TikTok. There was a lot of shit going on about these Georgia Guidestones.
What are the Georgia Guidestones?
So these Georgia Guidestones were pretty much 4 pillars, and they were in Georgia, and they pretty much were like the 10 Commandments of life, but not about religion. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so
when were they? Oh, they were found.
So no, they had creators, but the creators aren't known. Like, it was you'd have to really, really, really dig deep to know who the creators were. Let me see if I have them written down. I don't think so, but they had 10 guiding principles on them of life.
When were these found? About
these stones were found and created in the 1980s.
Okay.
And so,
I've never heard of them.
but the reason why we're bringing them up is because if you don't know about the Georgia Guidestones or haven't seen anything on them, they have been destroyed. Something destroyed them, and
like vandals.
I don't know, because there's a lot of skepticism, I guess you could say, on it, because the police said that there was a car that drove away from it. But I don't think the way they blew up was weird, bro.
Oh, they got blown the fuck up.
Like one just fucking at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. it just fucking exploded. Okay, but so if you
how many years ago?
This was like a few months ago, like not even a month ago. I don't think. I think this was like literally a few weeks ago. But some of the crazy things about this were there was 12 languages on them. So in the event of a world apocalypse, you know, if there was people that survived, you could take these 10 guiding principles and recreate society. That's what these Georgia Guidestones were pretty much for.
All right, if the world ends, go to fucking Georgia.
No, they're gone. Okay.
I know.
So look, so here's the thing. There's 4 pillars.
Bro,
not pillars, but there was 4 stones.
So they were just found in the 80s, and they just had like. So what languages were they written in? Like English.
Russian.
So okay.
The 12 like main.
I didn't know if you were talking about a cryptic language that didn't exist.
Oh no, like.
Or I didn't know if you were talking about like our languages.
Yeah, I'll tell you a few cool things about them though. So these Georgia Guidestones, they were astronomically aligned. So there was 2 holes in the there was one that was horizontal, and then there was one that was like a circle. One of them pointed to the North Star or something, and it at some point during the day it was always pointed there. Like, but in the 1980s, I mean, this is like a phenomenon. Like, you know what I'm saying? This isn't something easy to do. This isn't something.
How big were these rocks about? Like
oh my gosh, bro!
Like they're massive. Like people couldn't have put them there.
Oh, okay. Do you know the big? What are those big heads in like
Easter Island?
Easter Island. They call those.
It's crazy. They don't even. Yeah.
Whatever they call those of the U.S., if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so they're astronomically aligned, but also another crazy fact, and this was one of the 10 guiding principles on them, is said to keep the world's population under 500 million. We're at 7 billion now. Or 7 point, what is it, 7.6, 7.8 or some shit?
I even know we've talked about it on here before. I don't think our population's an issue yet.
Not yet. I don't think it is yet, but I definitely think at some point, though, there was a shift in the world when we started having so many people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. As soon as, like...
Oh, it was a sundial as well. There was a sundial on them. And then
which is what a clock used by the sun.
Yeah.
Bro, it's just crazy that was just like put there.
Yeah, I know. And the guys that created them, like I said, I watched a bunch of videos on them, and there was only a few videos that sort of talked about the creators of them, and they were very secretive. The guys that created them did not have any extra helpers. They did not have any, like, I think it was one guy that was a philosopher / teacher, and then another guy that he had, I don't know the role of the other guy exactly, but it was just crazy to me because these guide stones are something like, why were they placed there? What was the true purpose of them? What happens if we don't follow these guidelines? You know what I'm saying? I know that they were there in case of a catastrophic event, but like, what purpose did they really serve other than that? Because there's so many other ways that you could share information and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You could have lots of different other things. And it's in Georgia. Like what was the motive? You know what I mean?
Bigger than life, son.
Yeah.
No, but I just think it's crazy that, like, okay, obviously they blew them up for a reason, though.
There was only one. So there's 4 of these big stones, and they blew up one. And then they ended up taking the rest down, which really...
That's weird.
That's weird. That's very weird to me, because if 3 of them were able to be preserved, why did they take the others down?
How you fucking blow up? I don't want to say how you blow up a rock, like you just fucking blow it up, but like...
I mean, these were like I said, massive, probably 12 to 20 feet high, 10 feet wide. I mean, something like when you see it, you know it's not normal. You know what I mean? One of those crazy looking things.
Yeah, bro. You know, like, you ever thought about like how dynamite works? I'm not talking about like the process of it blowing up, but like the process of it blowing other shit up. Like, bro, okay. I guess it's just like, okay, you light dynamite in this fucking place we're in right now. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, what I'm trying to say is I'm just thinking about them blowing those fucking stones up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just thinking about, like,
I mean, you'd have to have something extremely strong.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what normal person has something that can blow apart a fucking rock that weighs tons? You know what I mean?
Even if you could make that at the same time, like, wouldn't that require? I feel like that would require an absurd amount of like.
That's what I'm saying. And there was
supplies.
There was no, to my knowledge, of course.
So if you
there
could
was
just say,
no,
like, what was more on these stones? That's my last question about it.
The 10 guiding principles of life. So, like I said,
so like you said earlier, similar to the 10 Commandments.
Yes, not. I don't think these guiding principles were really religion based. I think these were more society based. So some of the other ones were like to have a proper government, to treat others correctly, you know, things like that. Just so that if there was, like I said, an apocalyptic event, that they could try to recreate a well guided society. Best way to put it. I did want to talk a little bit about this thing that I heard though, and you know, I'm not big into churches, especially like stuff that doesn't happen in the U.S. But I saw something earlier. And I didn't tell you about this.
What, bro?
So I saw something earlier that there is like, I believe 800 people that are involved in the cathedral. I don't even know where the cathedral is.
The cathedral?
Yeah.
There's a lot. I don't think there's...
Or, fuck.
The Vatican?
The Vatican. Yes. The
cathedral.
Okay,
that's
so
why it makes me... Bro, cathedrals just like... There's a lot of cathedrals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, then the Vatican. So there's like...
You know the Vatican is its own city and they have their own government?
That's what I was talking about. Okay, so
did you not know that or something? Or?
No, I didn't know that. But listen,
a lot of people.
So these 800 people, right? Then the Vatican is its own country, and it owns. It's some weird. It owns a country, like it owns things, right? And to my knowledge, though,
Vatican City. That's what it's called.
And everybody included in the Vatican owns almost everything.
Yeah. You just pass down.
That's
bro.
Weird to me.
Generational, bro. They're powerful.
That's weird though, because that almost makes me think of like a secret society. These 800 people.
Definitely is some shit like that.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
On that level, that's like saying, okay, the U.S. government has a secret society. Duh. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no,
like,
but
there is, bro, shit goes on. Like, we 100%, know shit goes on.
But the government, like, I could grow up as long as I do the right training, you know, have the right knowledge and shit. I could be part of that though. I can be part of our government. I don't think though I could just go and be part of the Vatican. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, it's bro.
Like, what do you get, a special invite?
You've already had sex before.
What?
Those motherfuckers never had sex. Not all of them.
Oh, okay.
Like
that's how you like. That's part of the church.
I'm pretty sure that's what you have to. Okay. okay, so a pastor is the people that you see at churches like in town that have families and they wear normal clothes. Well, a priest, you know what I meant to say. Are the ones who wear the all black with the white thing, and I'm pretty sure they have to stay virgins.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not Catholic. I'm not. I believe in Jesus, but I was not raised Catholic church, so I don't know. But like, you know, like if you're a nun, you're supposed to stay a virgin your whole life.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Horny ass motherfucker.
Did you
it's
hear,
crazy.
Did you hear Elon Musk with his dad? Did you hear about that?
I seen a headline, but I don't pay much attention.
No, it's so funny, and this is just a little bit. I don't really care about that because that's
after
weird.
we've done spread possibly false information about. Yeah, if you're Catholic, I'm sorry. Yeah. Not I'm sorry.
Again, we
share the same God, bro. The fuck.
But anyways, so about Elon Musk, it's funny because for the people that know who like Happy Dad and the Nelk Boys are and shit, so John Shadidi, I think is his name, John from Happy Dad, the president of Happy Dad. Okay. So he texted Elon Musk, like pretty much congratulating him on his last child, right? And do you know what Elon Musk's response was?
What?
There has to be people on Mars. Or he asked if he was going to like have any more children and shit. And he said there has to be people on Mars. Isn't that just the Elon Musk response? That's such a funny response.
No,
like that's such a...
bro, I think he's dope, but like I just think he's... I don't know the... Bro, is he just was he just planning for this world to completely fail and like, bro, I'm just not ready to give up on this world. Like,
no, I don't think he's ready to give up on this
I guess
world.
I guess he just wants to go to Mars and start civilization on Mars, which...
One thing, okay, and I want to ask you this question, and I want to ask everybody that's watching this question. So this is one thing. I was on live on our TikTok the other day, and I was talking to our followers. And one thing that amazes me about astronomy, not even astronomy, but people, astronauts, and people that are trying to get rockets into space and NASA and all these things, right? So they're so focused on shit, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast even, but they're so focused on trying to find shit that is outside of this world when we haven't even deciphered everything from our world yet. Which amazes me.
They know there ain't deciphered like what on this world.
For instance, like
talking about like the ocean not being explored.
The ocean not being explored. That's one.
Bro, I just think
they're still finding land masses, which I don't understand. Like I do not like islands and shit. How do you not?
It's because not everybody has like been explored. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But we've got... The world's
huge, and okay, think about how big the world is. Think about how big you are.
Right.
Even if you have a fucking drone flying around and shit.
Yeah.
You gotta think like not every inch of every forest is everything cave has been seen.
Right. But okay, in that theory though, like the shuttles that are in space that are supposedly 24 hours a day videoing the world, you'd think that they'd be able to pick shit up like that.